Yesterday, I released the video, Have You Heard of Zyn? And I released it basically to reach parents who'd never heard of this product. The issue is kids know about it, their kids know about it, their kids may be using it, and they don't even know it exists. They're using it right under their noses, basically, under the parents' noses, and considering how Zyn is administered, under the kids' noses because it's going up into their upper lip. Well, there's more audiences that I need to reach, I feel, about this product. The response that I got from that video was a lot more than my normal videos when I release them. So a lot more people are seeing it. But I'm also getting interesting commentary and things which are a little bit more of what can be concrete solutions on what some people can do. A lot of times people are just helpless when they see this kind of stuff. Like, what can they do about it? I had one particularly really good email from someone who I helped quit smoking over 10 years ago. We were where I was working in a support group at that time, and this person was there to quit using. And she wrote a real good commentary about how good she feels that she is off now, but then also, even while she was still smoking, she didn't want her kids taking it up back then. And one of her children had already become a smoker for a few years, I think. And she realized she didn't want her second child to fall into this trap that her first child did and that she did. Yeah, she did, decades earlier, but she got herself hooked on nicotine. And she made an offer to him that if he did not take it up by the age of 18, she'd give him $1,800. Yeah, she laid this out to him when he was 12. And then she said, and if you don't take it up then until 21, she'd give him $2,100. And she did this, and he did it. And to this day, and this is several years later now, to this day, he's strongly against, using nicotine products. So it was great. And it was just something parents can do. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but if this is going to the people who went through quitting smoking, and again, the majority of people who see my videos are former smokers. That's why they come. They came to me originally in a sense, or they came to a site I was at, or they came to my material because they wanted to quit smoking, and they did. And I got to tell you, the amount of money that these people save are in the tens of thousands of dollars. And if they're looking for something practical, somewhere to park the money when they quit smoking that could help influence them, hey, if they have young children, that's a great place to park that money and make that offer. Pass it down to the next generation because you're not just giving them a reward for not smoking. You are going to save them tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars over their lifetime, and give them a better life. And hey, these are your kids. That is the most important thing that should be in your life is making a better life for your kids. And that was, again, I just thought a great practical solution and just wanted to pass that along. One other thing that then came to my attention when John had seen the video, he had said that he's trying to help in a few places, and he pointed me at a Reddit site that was dedicated to people wanting to quit Zen. And what was interesting about this was it was a site that has been around the individual group for over 2 years. I just skimmed the comments in there, the posts that are in there. There were too many I was going down to see if I could get to the first post, but it was taking me too long to scroll down the screen to get to the bottom to see how it started. But when I saw the comments that were there of people wanting off of Zen and all the struggles they were having, it was something that if you went back and looked at any of original quit smoking sites, you saw the same narrative, the struggles they were having, the failure they were having, how much they wanted out of this product. And they couldn't get off, or if they got off, they were suffering miserably, or how much they were suffering because they're still using Zyn. And this, I think, is an important element to add here, that this is not now us having to predict what's going to happen from using this product to these young people. We can now see it live in action over a few year period of people who have been using the product and want out. So I normally don't suggest other sites because I don't know what kind of advice they give. I don't know how they're monitored. I don't know lots of things about how other sites are run. Some that I look at, I have a sense of, and there's very few that I recommend to people because I think that there's too much bad advice that offsets the good advice. And I don't know that this isn't one of them, but I am not saying that, hey, I highly recommend this site if you want to quit Zyn, because I don't know the quality. What I am saying, though, is if you want to have a sense of what your child is going to get trapped into if they take up Zen, this is a site that you may want to look at to see, to hear from actual users what they are experiencing today, what they have been experiencing for years now, because they got trapped into this product that is being targeted at your kids now through the media things like, again, YouTube and TikTok and all these different things that kids use. And they have this new group of influencers. That's what they're called. They've been around for a little while now. And then there's popular sports figures that sometimes are now promoting this, I'm hearing. And there's personalities in radio and TV kind of personalities who are promoting this kind of stuff now. Understand what they are promoting and do anything you can to help prevent your children, your grandchildren, again, your nieces, your nephews, your students, to understand before they take this up what they're getting trapped into. One more thing I'm going to add into this video. It made me remember a video that I saw years ago. That was at a quit smoking site, but it wasn't a video made for quitting smoking. It was about addiction in general. And it was a 5 minute kind of animation, very simple. It's just I don't remember exactly what the bird was, but it's a bird following nuggets. It's not saying what the products are. It's just little nuggets and how they feel how it felt when it first started getting them, and how wonderful it was for a while. And then how the side effects of having to have the product in them. And then what it was like when they didn't have enough in them. And it poignantly shows the life cycle of addiction in many ways. And while it was not made for nicotine, it was made for addiction. And nicotine is an addiction. Any form of nicotine is going to cause a drug addiction. And this little illustration, and I don't even know who to reach out to right now to get permission to use that illustration, but my sense is it's been around long enough. I think this thing was out in 2014. It's been around long enough that people are aware of it, but I want more people to be aware of it because it really is a good one if you're trying to help show kids. So I'm going to attach that into the video description here, along with the letter that was sent. I already used the letter that was sent to me by the person with the idea on how to help prevent her kids. I used it in the other video, but I used it after I released the video because they didn't have it at the time that I produced it. So I'm hoping more people see it here that may have missed it on that last video. All right, to stay free from nicotine, it really is a matter of first, the best way is never become a nicotine addict. That's the easiest way. Overall, the best, easiest, and way to avoid this problem is never start to begin with. If you have used it, you may very well be likely hooked to it in a short time period. You may already be hooked to it, and it may take some work to get off it. The materials that we produced for stopping smoking, they're totally applicable. It's the same problem. Nicotine is nicotine is nicotine. The materials that I produced about quitting smoking was about quitting nicotine. Yes, with the smoking, I had a lot of other information in there about the dangers of the usage of smoking because that's so well understood. That's so documented. That's so studied. There's no questions about that. With the newer products, we know there are problems with it. There's no doubt there's going to be gum issues when you're putting nicotine into your upper lip. It's going to cause that kind of problem. There's no doubt it's affecting your heart. One of the things that I saw on that Reddit page was somebody had put down their blood pressure cuff, the automated type now, and he took his blood pressure and he showed what his heart rate was before and after using this product. And you can see immediately what happens. It's what nicotine does. It's a heart stimulant that raises your blood pressure, and his results showed it very clearly. There's just little, nuggets there of wisdom, which are there because of, and again, technology that we have that can show things now that before I used to have to talk about and explain, but people couldn't see it for themselves. Well, now people can see for themselves. It affects young growing brains. We know that. And that's who this is being targeted at, people with young growing brains. And it causes problems in that development. So if you don't want to ever deal with this, don't start it. If you are a user of nicotine already and hooked on nicotine via any source, smoking, nicotine gums, patches, vaping, this new one now, it's just, the Zyn kind of products. And it's not the only brand, it's just the one people know of. If you're hooked on any of them, the answer to get off them is not by finding another one. It's not by administering nicotine again. The way to get off it is to stop using it. That's it. Just stop using it. And then once you quit, it's a matter with these products of never taking in another nicotine product again. And again, for cigarettes, it's as simple as it's always been. It's just knowing to never take another puff.